There is a 7-page document in the CIA's official reading room, written in the early 1950s. The title is Special Research for Artichoke. The CIA researchers who wrote it wanted to develop chemicals capable of producing what they call an agitating effect, anxiety, nervousness, tension, or a depressing effect, creating feelings of despondency, hopelessness, and lethargy in targeted individuals. Yes, a covert operation, a bioweapon. They talked about slipping this into food, water, alcohol, cigarettes. They talked about it being disguised as medicine, disguised as vaccination. You think I'm making this up? Do your research. It's available. Go to my Substack. I published on this. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist, but when I see patterns, I recognize them. In 2023, the United States filled over 80 million prescriptions for antidepressants. Drugs whose primary mechanism involves altering the same neurochemical systems that the document was studying 70 years ago. There's a documented institutional line connecting the CIA's behavioral research program to the structure of modern psychiatric care. And it runs through one man most Americans have probably never heard of, Dr. D. Ewan Cameron. He was president of the American Psychiatric Association in 1952. Founding president of the World Psychiatric Association, chair of psychiatry at McGill University, one of the most credentialed psychiatrists in North America. He was also running MKUltra subproject 68. Under CIA funding, laundered through a front organization, Cameron conducted experiments at McGill's Allen Memorial Institute. He kept patients in chemically induced sleep for weeks or months. He administered ECT at rates 30 to 40 times the accepted clinical norm. Then he looped recorded audio through speakers in their pillow helmets for up to 16 hours a day to reprogram them. He called this depatterning. His patients lost the ability to remember who they were, where they lived, who their children were. Many never recovered. They came in with anxiety, with low mood, with grief, with the ordinary weight of difficult lives. And Cameron was not prosecuted, not expelled. He continued publishing. He mentored the next generation of psychiatrists. His methods, stripped of the CIA framing, are recognizable ancestors of treatments still in clinical use. The CIA did not just use psychiatry as a cover, it helped shape what American psychiatry became. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the MKUltra files destroyed before congressional investigators arrived. The Church Committee worked with what remained. They could not find the full scope of what had been done because it had been burned. The files burned. The knowledge didn't, though. The researchers continued their careers. The studies were published without disclosing their CIA origins. The compounds screened for behavioral effects generated a scientific literature that became the foundation of modern psychopharmacology. Now the numbers. Antidepressant prescribing has increased over 3,000% since Prozac was introduced in the late 1980s. The rate of disability due to mental illness has increased in near perfect parallel. More diagnosed, more medicated, more disabled every single decade. Coincidence? In 2022, a landmark review published in Molecular Psychiatry concluded there is no evidence that depression is caused by lower serotonin levels. The serotonin hypothesis. I've covered this quite extensively. The scientific claim that sold 40 years of antidepressants prescribing to hundreds of millions of people was false. It was fake. This study is well known. It's been downloaded millions of times. But guess what? Prescribing rates have not changed. Why? Does this have anything to do with behavioral control mechanisms, social control mechanisms, and how we're influenced?